trying out some new lighting. So if you've been following me for a while, you will know how excited I am for Avengers Infinity War that hits theatres in May next year, but I thought it would be a good idea to talk about some of the things that I'm a bit concerned about. Two of the three things that I'm going to talk about are actually based on Captain America 3, which was obviously directed by the Russo brothers, so I'm kind of under the mentality that if they happened in that film, then there's the possibility of them happening in Infinity War as well. I do just want to clarify that Civil War is in my top 5 comic book movies of all time, so I'm not slandering it, I'm not hating on it. These are just things that I noticed while watching the film that I think could have been done a bit better. So the first thing is the CGI. I think overall the CGI in the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been fantastic, especially with Doctor Strange. They just took that to the level of Inception and then times it by 100, so I think that was great. But if you take a look at this shot from the Captain America Civil War trailer, you can see the Iron Man suit, it looks a bit CGI, and I thought they were going to fix this for the movie. Nope. I just feel like there was better CGI in Iron Man 1, which came out 8 years before Captain America Civil War did. I don't know exactly what they did differently. I think in the older films, on Robert Downey Jr.'s top half, they had an actual Iron Man suit, whereas on the bottom half they use motion capture, whereas now they use all motion capture. I just think it looked better 8 years ago. When the Captain America Civil War trailer hit, there was also a lot of people who complained that Spider-Man looked very CGI. I'm not sure if it was resolved whether he was in the actual suit or if it was motion capture. I know there's a few versions of the suit that Tom Holland wears. There's one which is more realistic. There's one which is just very sort of speckled and spotted, which they use for motion capture. They seem to have fixed the Spider-Man CGI problem, judging by the trailers for Spider-Man Homecoming. It looks a lot more realistic in those trailers, so hopefully they will replicate that process for Infinity War. There's also this shot of Black Panther right after he tries to stop Bucky and Cap flying away after the Leipzig airport fight scene. I could be wrong, but just the shape of his body and the way that he's moving looks very CGI to me. It just looks very different to when we saw him earlier in the film after chasing Bucky through the tunnel. Now, if it is real, maybe it's the effects that they use to create the background, because obviously there's big green screens everywhere, so maybe that's having an effect on the look. My second problem is the color grading. While I think the airport fight scene in Civil War is one of the best action sequences I've ever seen in a film, it just looked a bit grey. I just think they need to up the vibrance of the colours a bit. Look at Guardians of the Galaxy, for example. The colours feel much more vibrant, and I get that they're in space and you might not see these kinds of colours on Earth, but since Marvel switched to digital back in 2011, I think, the Marvel movies have had this kind of, not washed out, but these sort of colour schemes where they're just lacking a bit of vibrance. I think they just need to up the vibrance and the saturation just a little bit. If you didn't already know, Infinity War will be filming using IMAX cameras, and I think that one of the benefits of IMAX cameras is the increased color grading. I think, you'll get more vibrant colors. The blacks will actually be black instead of dark gray, which they have been in previous Marvel films, so hopefully this will be corrected. And also we're going to see a lot of space in Infinity War, I think, with Thanos and the Guardians, so I think overall the color palette is going to be much more vibrant. My third concern is the villains. I think one of the biggest complaints amongst fans is the Marvel villains. They're very sort of throwaway villains. If you look at Malekith, Ronan, Yellow Jacket, and Caecilius from Doctor Strange, while having some redeeming qualities, they have been the typical throwaway Marvel villains. Loki and Red Skull, I think, have been two of the best Marvel villains we've ever seen, in my opinion. And I really want to see them again. I think we're going to see Loki again in Infinity War, which would be really cool. But just focusing on Infinity War, when Thanos shows up, I want to feel the same way that I feel when I see Negan on screen in The Walking Dead. I want to feel the same way that I feel when I saw Darth Vader appear in Rogue One. Except Thanos is just huge and purple. But every time I see Negan on The Walking Dead, I feel very tense and I feel that something terrible could happen at any moment. I've not really felt that with any of the Marvel villains so far. When I saw that lightsaber light up at the end of Rogue One, my heart was beating in my chest. I was very tense. I couldn't wait to see what he was going to do. I want that feeling every time Thanos appears on screen, and I just hope that the Russo brothers can deliver that. So like I said, those are my three main concerns for Avengers Infinity War. What do you think? Do you agree or do you disagree? Do you think that Thanos is going to be a great villain? Do you hope that he's not another typical Marvel throwaway villain? Do you think the color grading will improve? And what do you think about the CGI so far in the MCU? Especially with the examples that I gave with Iron Man. I want to know your thoughts on all those things, so let me know in the comment section below. You guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at DavidHutchison_. Links will be down in the description below. New videos uploaded every few days. Until next time, adios.